Hi there, my name is Caitlin Bandy and this is my channel BandysBooks, and today is Tag Tuesday. Since I have been celebrating my birthday this week, I wanted to go ahead and post the birthday book tag. This book tag was originally created by Antonia over at Always Book Blog. I will make sure to link her post in the description below, so if you're interested in book blogs, go check that out. This is a fun tag that's just kind of themed around things that you would find at an average birthday party. So we're gonna go ahead and celebrate a little bit and just enjoy. Question number 1, birthday cake, a book with a plot that seems cliche, but you loved it anyways. So that would be The Collected Regrets of Clover by Mikki Brammer. So initially when I found out about this book, I thought it was gonna be a little bit cliche. It's about a very introverted person who is working as a death doula. She has no friends, she's never had a romantic interest, and she goes through this whole life experience that kind of opens her up to society. So I've seen the trope before where we have a really shy, introverted character who has to be brought out by a social butterfly. And so going into this, I was worried that if they leaned too heavily into that it was gonna kind of make the book too predictable and cliche. What I found instead was a really well-developed character in Clover. She is very relatable in a lot of ways, and the reason that she's so introverted is also very understandable. And I really loved that the extroverted friend that starts to bring her out of her shell isn't like manic and crazy. It's not like this cliche of an extrovert. She's just like a genuine normal person. And even when we get into like Clover finding romance, even though it seems like it could be done in a super cliche way, and initially when I read like the opening part of the romance, I groaned, it was handled really well. And I'm not even a big romance reader. So I definitely think if you're scared of cliches and you've been hesitant to read this one, don't be scared. It's a good book. Question 2, party guests, your most anticipated book release for this year. Oh my gosh, there's so many books that I'm excited about that have been releasing in 2023. We're halfway through the year, so actually my most anticipated book for the year already released, and that was In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. Unfortunately for me, it was an okay book, but it wasn't as amazing as I'd hoped it would be. I don't think it was a bad book, but it definitely didn't live up to the hype I created in my head. For the second half of the year, the book that I'm probably the most excited about is Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. She is the author of The Hacienda, which I really enjoyed. I'm loving like the gothic horror mixed with Mexican history kind of a vibe that she has going on, and so Vampires of El Norte seems like it's gonna kind of be in line with that. I believe that drops in August, and I'm really excited to get into it. Question number 3, birthday presents, a book that surprised you with how much you loved it. So this was one of my top books, or I think it was actually my top book for 2022, and that was Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I went into this really not knowing anything about it. I luckily had a couple friends that were like, this is the kind of book that's best if you don't know anything about the plot, you don't really go into the book with any kind of expectations. So I just picked it up randomly, and it was very quiet and meditative for me. I know that a lot of people don't love this book. Like, it seems very polarizing. You either really love it or you really dislike it. But for me, it was a very quiet, reflective experience. And even though I think I figured out where the story was going kind of halfway through the book, I still found it really interesting, and I still really loved the writing and the experience of it. I wasn't expecting this to be my favorite read of the year when I read it. I was expecting it to just be kind of like a so-so book. In fact, I was kind of nervous, like just hearing people talk about it, that I wasn't gonna necessarily love it, but I did end up loving it, and so yeah. Question number 4, happy birthday song, a book that deserved all the hype it got. So I'm gonna go with Iron Widow by Zhao. This was a book that I read last year as well, and when I read it, it was literally everywhere. I could not open Bookstagram, BookTok, or Booktube without running into reviews of it or people raving about it. I am typically pretty skeptical of books that are wildly popular. I have been disappointed many times on like overhyped books. So I was a little nervous about picking this up, but I ended up loving it. While it does have some tropes that I have seen before, like alien invasions and the underestimated super special protagonist who has powers that nobody ever anticipated her having, and a love triangle, all of those tropes are kind of subverted and done in like an interesting or unique way, and it just created a book that was a lot of good fun. I really enjoyed this, and I cannot wait for the next book. I believe it's called Heavenly Tyrant to come out sometime next year. Question number 5, party music, a book with some very beautiful, memorable quotes. So I picked On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Vuong. I read this, I want to say in 2021, and one of the things that really stood out to me was just how beautiful the writing is. Vuong is a poet, first of all, and this was his first time writing a non-poetry book, as far as I'm aware. But you can definitely tell that he's a poet within his writing. The way that he turns phrases, the way that he crafts sentences, it's just the whole book is so beautiful and lovely. Even when he's talking about things that are not beautiful and lovely, because there are a lot of hard and difficult topics in this book, it's just the way that he words things, the prose that he uses, it just makes for such a beautiful reading experience. Come a kiss? Come kiss? Hello, my Luna. Hello, my Luna. Luna decided that she wants to be in the video, so enjoy all her glory. Question number 6, Getting Older, a book that you read a long time ago that you think you would appreciate more now. So I had to have a good think about this one because a lot of the books that I read when I was younger, I still really appreciate as an adult. But one book that I think I might appreciate more as an adult than I did when I was younger is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. I read that when I was fairly young, and I'm pretty sure there was a decent amount of content in it that went over my head or that maybe I grasped part of but didn't understand fully. I think as an adult, I might appreciate parts of it more than I did before. So I saw that there was a new book coming out in this series actually, so I'm kind of curious to go back and maybe do a reread and see if it's the same way that I remember it. And question number 7, Sweet Birthday Memories, a book that helped you through a sad or demanding period. So I haven't had any really sad periods recently, but I did have a period of time where I was really stressed out at work. I was going through really demanding growth in the company that I am with, and I was feeling really exhausted. And so my reading was leaning towards things that were just more fun. It wasn't necessarily reading things that were super challenging because I was already feeling like super drained and challenged from my work life. So I just wanted things that I could come home and decompress with. So during this demanding period of time, I read a series of books that really stands out to me as having just been good fun. They were better than I expected them to be. They weren't things that required a ton of thought. They were enjoyable and just good fun. That was the Inheritance Games cycle. I have the first 2 books in the series, although I have read the 3rd book, which I believe is called The Final Gambit. I enjoyed the first book the most, but I did enjoy the other 2 books in the trilogy. And I actually saw that this author is going to be releasing a 4th book from the perspective of the brothers in this series. So if you're looking for something that's just a really easy, fun, kind of action-y, mystery sort of a read, this might be a good series for you. So that's the end of the birthday book tag. I hope you enjoyed it. And I just want to pause and say real quick, thank you to everybody that left me happy birthday wishes on my birthday book haul video yesterday. I really appreciate all of the love and encouragement from this community, and I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of things here at Booktube. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know what's your favorite birthday cake flavor. I think the best birthday cake I've ever had is from Extraordinary Desserts in San Diego. They make this orange cranberry ricotta cake that is just, it's a masterpiece. But if we're going classic flavors, I like a citrusy flavor, like a lemon cake. That would probably be my jam. And that said, if you're not subscribed to this channel, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button down below as well as the notification bell. So that way we can see each other again soon. And you can also see this cute face again soon. Thanks so much for joining. Bye.